In Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy, Kim Dok-ja is an average office worker whose sole obsession is reading a novel titled 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. One day, the novel becomes terrifyingly real and the world begins to fall apart exactly as written. But Dok-ja is the only person who knows how the story ends, and armed with this realization, his omniscient reader's viewpoint, Dok-ja uses his deep knowledge of the plot, characters, and world mechanics to rewrite fate. Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy is directed by Kim Byung-woo, who has directed films such as Take Point and The Terror Live, and Omniscient Reader just debuted at the Fantasia Film Festival and just opened at the South Korean cinema and debuted at #1 in South Korea. Omniscient Reader, I think, is based on a manga. I think I didn't really deep dive very deeply into the true origins of this film. I just wanted to go into this film without knowing too much. I just watched a little bit of the trailer and looked okay, I guess. So I deep dive into this film, and I was with this film for about 30 or 40 minutes because Kim Dok-ja, this office worker, once the apocalypse starts to happen, like he's stuck on this train with his co-workers and a lot of other people on this train. They're going, I think they've just finished work, so they're going home for the day, and they're stuck on this train. And suddenly, this manga novel that Dok-ja likes to read starts to come to life, and the first 30-40 minutes of the film is quite unpredictable because you're not sure what's going to happen, and he's stuck on this train, and there's this huge water monster tearing the train apart, and the train is going all over the place, and after this initial scene on the train, Dok-ja gets swallowed by this big monster, and then he's inside this monster, and then once he's inside this monster, he has to find a way to get out of this monster, and he's met this little cute alien who he's kind of like the enemy in this film, and he starts talking to his enemy, and this enemy, we find out this enemy is actually live streaming this whole thing to his friends in space, and that part of the story is a little bit interesting. But then once we're off this train, and once we're out of this monster, the film really starts to get a little bit boring for me. I think there's mainly 2 reasons why this film didn't really work for me. One was the special effects, the CGI. In the beginning, the poor CGI special effects lent a certain charm to the film. Okay, if you don't take this film too seriously, then there's some enjoyment to be had. But as the film goes on, it kind of felt like watching like a CGI cutscene from an early 2000s video game, and has Kim Dok-ja and other people in the film battling all of the bad guys in this film. The CGI special effects are so bad, and these bad guys don't have any character. They don't talk, and they look like kind of gnarly, I guess. But as Kim Dok-ja is fighting all these bad guys, they don't have any character, and you can really see him like fighting against like a green screen, and it just doesn't have any suspense, and the battles he has with these bad guys are not really well staged. It's just like him having some kind of weapon, and then him fighting the bad guy, and the bad guy dies, and then there's just no suspense. And it's not just the bad guys who don't have any character development, it's pretty much everyone in this film doesn't have really any character development. So Kim Dok-ja is just this office worker who read this manga novel from a kid and from now, and basically he's the only one who reads this manga novel, and basically that's all we know about him. The lead performance by Ahn Hyo-seop does carry the film a certain way. He's quite charming in the lead role, but the lack of the character development in his lead role, and basically everybody in this film, really sinks the film, because it's difficult to get invested in him and everybody else in the film when these characters are just basically just vessels for a viewer to through this film to fight these bad guys. And this film is basically staged like a video game where these characters, they can level up their brain and their body and their strength, and they can choose, depending on who they're fighting in the film, they can choose to level up certain aspects of their body to fight these bad guys. And as they go on, each film is like a stage. And each film is like a stage, and it gets quite repetitive. Though once we're out of that initial train scene at the start of the film starts to feel like we're kind of like watching somebody else play a video game. Like I guess some people like doing that, but for me, I hate watching other people play video games, because I'd rather play the video game. I don't want to watch somebody who's not very skilled at the game play the video game. So that's what it feels like as the film goes on. And there's like stages that these characters have to go on as the film goes on. It got repetitive, and the lack of character development, and the very poor special effects as the film goes on. It's got very repetitive, monotonous as the film goes on. So I give Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy, 2 stars out of 5. The film has a certain charm in the first half an hour or so, but once we're out of those initial scenes, it gets very repetitive, and the CGI special effects are very poor, and there's basically zero character development, and the film is almost 2 hours long. This is far too long, so I got a little bit bored in the second half of the film, so I can't really recommend this film, Omniscient Reader. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy? Please comment below what you thought of the film. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.